Hello guys, hopefully you are having a great day today. So in this short video, I want to explain how to maximize your passive income with very low and volatile ETFs and bonds. Our main goal is to not to risk the capital and at the same time make a decent monthly income. Whatever I cover, most of them are ETFs or stocks. They generate monthly income. My goal is not to generate quarterly or yearly, to generate monthly. Let's say you have $100,000 investment in savings. You want to maximize your income. And for example, online banks which give you maximum interest savings rate right now, which is example is an Ally Savings Bank. If you go to their website, you can deposit 100,000 and you can get 1% yield, and that might change or go down less than 1%, and then you will be looking at $1,000 per year with a 30% tax rate. You have to pay $300 on taxes on it, and your effective tax rate is $700. So on $100,000 savings, you are getting $700 by keeping your money in a bank. I don't know if it is good. For sure it's safe. I don't know if it's good enough. Here the goal of this video is to take some risk and at the same time not to risk the same time to maximize the passive income that month. Okay, so the same $100,000, how can we make maximum income by rotating into ETFs and bonds within the same month, because their dates for paying and their dates for receiving incomes are different. So I want to explain what those are. And with my sample, $100,000 investment in an ETF like this can generate $11,000 income, and when you sell that and the same month you buy another example, VanEck Vector's high yield municipal bonds, you can generate another 4,300. So effectively you are generating 15,300, and I will show this is municipal bonds, so you don't pay taxes on it, and this is most of it is written off the capital, and why they do written off capital I'll explain. So not necessarily this bond, there are a bunch of other highly rated bonds which are very low volatile, and the chance of losing money is very low in these bonds. Okay, so I want to cover QYLD. I will show that in a minute, but I want to make sure like you understand couple of terminologies within that to make this income. Usually there are multiple ways to make passive income. There are ETFs of REITs, ETFs of individual REIT stocks, financial ETFs, and also closed-end funds. So this is not a closed-end fund. This is more like a ETF, which deals with options. I will go there, but you need to understand different dates. Something called dividend declaration date, ex-dividend date, record date, payment date. So what happens when you get the dividend day, when they give you dividend? Okay, what are the risk rewards with these options? I will cover all those things. Okay, let's start with QYLD. If you put this sticker in any of your trading sites, QYLD is called Global X Nasdaq Covered Call ETF. If you look at their profile, the simple explanation: seeks to provide investment results closely correspond before fees and expenses, and they do write options, buy and write options on this Nasdaq 100 stocks. Okay, so usually there will be a profile page. This is not there, but if you click on this in a Google search, you will see their website, and if you click on it, you will see what it is. Okay, so you can clearly read Nasdaq 100 stocks covered call ETF. Okay, covered call buy rate strategy, and they write and also sells call options. A lot of people I know, they do a lot of calls every month, and you have to keep track of the dates and next day and when to sell, when to make, and end of the day, can you make 15% return on that? If you can make more than 15-20%, yeah, you can do that, but I don't have that much time. So I want to be really passive, just invest, trade 1 or 2 times in a month and then get my income. This is one for those people. The fund objective is seeks provide investment results that correspond to generally price to yield performance before fees and expenses of Nasdaq 100 stocks. Okay, so I own bunch of Global X ETFs. They have a lot of ETFs. They have a lot of experience with the ETFs. And look at that, their expense ratio is 0.6%, which is not too low. Bonds are usually a lot less low expense ratio, but still not bad. And the distribution yield, okay, it's not dividend rate, it's called yield. I'll explain why it's called yield. Is 11%, 11.5%, and the frequency is distribution monthly. Okay, those are important things. And almost, this is not a small ETF, it's $1.2 billion ETF. Okay, and then okay, so the most important thing here to understand is QALE seeks to generate income through covered call writing, which historically produces high yields in the periods of volatility. So if you look at here, and if you look at performance, 2020 has been Y today -5%, 2019 23%. If you look at it here, their return on 2019 on S&P 500 fund is usually like 30%. So they did not beat S&P 500, but rest of the years pretty good with that interest yield. And 2018 has been volatile anyway. Even S&P 500 has negative return, so -3%. So this is the total return including their dividend yield. So remember that. Okay. So if you go back here, so they have been doing this almost from 2013. They have been paying these monthly dividends. Okay. And if you look at the distribution calendar, pretty much we know 6 months ahead when their distribution date for each month. Usually it is a third week of every month. So I will explain. So this is X dividend date, record date, payable date, amount. So they have been paying close to 20 cents per month on each stock that we own. So if you're having 100 stocks, you are getting, $2,000 investment making you $20. So X dividend date is the date you need to buy. 1 day before X dividend date, you need to buy this stock to get the dividend. So if it's July 20th, you have to buy before July 19th. And then on the record date is 7/20. That is when they go to the records and record, hey, this person is having this many stocks. And then actually they pay it on July. So within period of 10 days, this is most important. You don't have to hold like the whole month to get the dividend. If you hold it, if you have the stocks, I would not recommend sell it on this day. Maybe on this day is fine, but hold it on 7/19 and 7/20, and then sell it off 7/21 or 7/22. You still get the dividend on 7/28. Okay, so 20 cents per the stock. So now remember, third week of the July, you have to buy and sold, and you have to get that income. Okay, this is what it is, distribution calendar. And coming back to prospectus and regulatory information, let's click on this information, and then they have all the ETFs that I explain. And okay, Global X, this is the ETF that we are talking about, and the expense ratio. What else I want to cover? Okay, so let's get into prospectus fact sheet. This is important. So they buy, write calls or sell calls or option trades on these big companies. As you can see, they don't deal with small or penny companies. Very big, reliable, high growth companies. They put stocks and this is what their monthly distributions are. Okay, and again sectors: information, communication service, healthcare. So obviously IT or tech sector has been really doing good, and in the volatile period this makes for them a lot more money, rather than if the stocks are going continuously every month, then rather than they want to be volatile and they want to see the stocks going up, going down. That is when they make maximum money. So most of them, Apple and Microsoft. So this is not, this is where, this is what stocks they write options. Most of them, their holdings are this one. So they hold these stocks, at the same time they also write options on the stocks. Okay, so going back here, tax information. So anytime you buy an ETF for a distribution yield or dividend, look at the what is called Form 19A. They have posted these forms every month. Okay, you can look at it, go and look at it any of these months. Let's pick latest month. They will show you how much distribution they are giving and where that distribution, how are they paying, how are they making that money to give you that much money. Okay, so next investment income is 1.08 cents. Okay, out of 20 cents, and 19 cents is written off the capital. Okay, so 95% is written off the capital, 5% is investment income. You can say, hey, they are just giving me my capital, what is the advantage? Okay, the important thing to know is every month when their stocks prices goes up, they're not selling it, they're still keeping it, but they're not giving you as that investment income, because if you look at their NAV price is 21.4. Okay, as long as that NAV price and their stock price, their stock price which is close, which means you are safe zone. Okay, so they are making sure the price remains pretty stable, and if you look at historical data, their stock price has been pretty stable. It will rotate between 20 to 21, as you can see for last couple of months. 20.77, 71, 67, 654, 49. What matter, even Dow Jones falls or Nasdaq falls 2, 3, 4%, it is between 20.7 to 21.5. So as you can see, as the market going up, it will go up a little bit. The tricks to understand is the stocks, one day it goes to 20.6, one day it goes to 20.22. You better buy on these days when it goes down. That way your effective rate of stock holding goes low and you maximize that profit when you sell that day and end of the month. Anyway, so going back, so the stack, we are going back to the Form 19A, and I explain you how this works. So the tax advantage of this is, so they are written on the capital, but on the stock price still remaining very stable. It's not falling down. Okay, so on this written off the capital, which means 95% of the dividend, you are not going to pay taxes. But if you sell, make money on the net profit on the stock, that is where you have to pay. So most of the dividend is not paying, taxes. That's a good thing. Okay, so going back here, so that is advantage of this ETF. Okay, so I'll compare a lot of, I have been investing in REIT ETFs, financial ETFs. During this pandemic period, this has been one of the most stable ETF and not losing money. Okay, next, so you, as you can see here, on June 19th, 20 cents dividend. On May 18th, 20 cents dividend. So once the date passes, I'll go back here just to distribution calendar. Once the date passes, the X dividend date, you can sell off and take that 100K again. You invest in any of these bonds I'm talking about here. So BND, NMJ, SHYD, HYD. Okay, let us take So I'll go through these bonds. What are these bonds? SHYD is Municipal Index by Van Eck Vectors. The yield is 3.3. And other one is Vanguard Tax Exempt Bond. The yield is 2.0, 2.49. Another one is Another one I want to show is called Van Eck Vectors High Yield Municipal Index. Okay, so obviously with high yield or low yield, your risk changes. Okay, so some of them they give you 5%, 4.5%, some of them they give you 2.5%, depending on the risk and reward profile. So let's say you pick this one, and then you can see what this bond holds. And these bonds are not small, like $2-3 billion bonds, and they hold pretty valuable bonds of different states, well distributed. They're not distributed like 10% in ones, Chicago and Florida, Golden State, New York, and Puerto Rico, different places they are distributed municipal bonds. Okay, and obviously you have to look at whether they're investing in AAA or AA or BBB. Other thing is performance. So you got to look at it. For example, this bond performance, Y2D performance minus 5.42, because remember this is high yield, so they invest obviously in little more risky. Okay, and then in general, but still it's not bad if you look at it. Whereas if you look at Vanguard performance, so Y2D is 2.49, and Y2D written is 4.5 and written is. So it's combination of, you look at it, if you're holding for a long time, you want to hold the safest bond, right? And then get the returns of this, right? But if you are doing for monthly income, you can go with this bond and get more, because this bond gives you this bond. If you look at here, and this bond pays you almost 20 cents for each stock, and almost all these bonds, their ex-dividend date is first of month. Okay, so remember QYLD, that is third week, and you have enough time to sell those ETFs and buy into these bonds, couple of like a week of time. Okay, so effectively what you are getting is 11% there, and another 3 or 4% there, close to 15% you are making. So you are making on this. So your total effective rate will be 15,000, okay, per year on that 100K, rather than $700. Okay, so what is the risk? What are the problems with this approach? Okay, the risk is, first of all, these are not REIT. Okay, REIT are fluctuating a lot, or these are not financial, they are fluctuating a lot. They are doing options on good Nasdaq companies which have been going up pretty decently. That is one thing. So much more lower risk. Okay, and also we are talking about the municipal bonds. They are pretty stable. Okay, so we are not, these municipal bonds never went down by 30 or 40% when the market went down by 40%. Saying with QYLE, it never went down by 40%. It went down by 20%. It came back. So that is the positive things. Okay. So this is the main thing. This is the money that you are making every year by rotating this money. And obviously the risk, another risk is, if you are, let us say this is at $21, right? This is at, so let's say this is, so if the market is going up, as you can see, it's going up by 5 cents. Okay, but market is going down, this can also go down by 5-10 cents. Okay, so it's up to you whether if most of the time, some months I don't sell, because if it's price I bought is lower than what I paid. Okay, sometimes I sell it and pay extra taxes for the profit. So end of the day, you might be making more than this $15,000 on dividend yield on top of the profits also. So 1 month you make some profit, 1 month you make some loss. End of the day, even if they equal, end of the day you are making this $15,000. So this is strategy is what I want I went through today. So it's up to you. Take some risk and make $15,000 and $100,000 investment, or just $700 and $100,000 investment. So this is not advice. I own all these bonds and stocks. I do this a lot of times, and I am pretty happy with this strategy. So thus, if you like this, if you like the ideas, please click on like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, if you need more information on these links, please send a message and I'll post this information on the channel. Thank you.